dude, yo. I know Duke, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He real strong. So when they was like, he got shot, I was just more like, again?
Some crimes leave behind more than just victims. They leave us with unanswerable questions. How did these criminals manage to pull off their heists, disappear without a trace, or commit unthinkable acts? In today's video, we're diving into some of the most puzzling crimes ever committed, where the hows and whys still haunt investigators and the public alike. From the mysterious disappearance of a crew to a robbery that vanished with the money, get ready to unravel the unsolved mysteries that continue to baffle the world. The Great Train Robbery, 1963. The Great Train Robbery remains one of the most famous and puzzling heists in criminal history. On August 8, 1963, a group of 15 robbers meticulously planned and executed the theft of £2.6 million from a Royal Mail train traveling from Glasgow to London. The gang knew exactly how the train operated, even down to its signal system. They used a fake signal to stop the train at a secluded location, where they overpowered the crew and loaded the money onto their own vehicles. The robbers escaped into the night without firing a single shot, and for a while, it seemed like they had pulled off a perfect crime. Despite a massive manhunt and the arrest of many of the robbers, the majority of the stolen money was never recovered. The precision with which the heist was executed raised many questions about how the criminals had gathered so much inside information. Some believe the robbers had connections within the British railway system, while others suggest they were simply master tacticians. What makes the crime even more baffling is the fact that the mastermind behind the operation, the master, was never caught, and the money remains mostly unaccounted for. The heist still stands as a testament to the lengths criminals will go to when they plan with precision and care.
The official police file disappeared. It's gone.
The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum Heist, 1990. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist remains one of the most perplexing art thefts in history. On March 18, 1990, two men disguised as police officers entered the museum in Boston, tied up the security guards, and proceeded to steal 13 works of art valued at over $500 million. The stolen pieces included works by famous artists such as Vermeer, Rembrandt, and Degas, with some of the most renowned pieces being The Concert by Vermeer and The Storm on the Sea of Galilee by Rembrandt. What makes the theft particularly puzzling is how the thieves managed to bypass security systems and carry out such a large-scale operation in broad daylight without raising suspicion. Despite numerous theories and intense investigations, the identities of the criminals remain a mystery, and the stolen art has never been recovered. For years, authorities have followed various leads, but none have led to the resolution of the case. In 2013, the FBI suggested that the theft could have been orchestrated by organized crime groups, and there have been claims that the artwork was hidden or sold through black market channels. Despite these efforts, no one has been able to link the theft directly to any individual or group, and the stolen masterpieces are still missing. The case continues to baffle investigators and the public alike, with the mystery of how the thieves executed such a daring crime and vanished without leaving a trace lingering in the minds of many. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist remains one of the greatest unsolved art crimes in history. The D.B. Cooper hijacking, 1971. The D.B. Cooper hijacking remains one of the most mysterious criminal cases in aviation history. On November 24, 1971, a man using the alias Dan Cooper boarded a flight from Portland to Seattle. Shortly after takeoff, he handed a note to a flight attendant claiming he had a bomb. Once he showed her a briefcase containing wires and red sticks, he demanded $200,000 in ransom, 4 parachutes, and a getaway plane. The airline complied, and after receiving the ransom, Cooper instructed the crew to fly the plane to a remote area over the Pacific Northwest. Once in the air, Cooper parachuted out of the plane into the night, disappearing without a trace. Despite an extensive manhunt and decades of investigation, Cooper's identity and whereabouts remain unknown. What makes the case even more puzzling is that no solid evidence was ever found linking the hijacker to a particular person. The FBI followed numerous leads and theories, including the possibility that Cooper was a professional criminal or military parachutist, but no one was ever arrested. In 1980, a portion of the ransom money was discovered along the Columbia River, but no other evidence of Cooper's survival or escape was ever found. The daring nature of the hijacking, combined with the mystery of how Cooper was able to disappear without a trace, has led to countless theories about his fate. Some believe he died in the wilderness, while others suggest he escaped undetected, making the D.B. Cooper case one of the most puzzling and enduring mysteries in criminal history. The Black Dahlia Murder, 1947. The Black Dahlia murder case, which involved the brutal killing of Elizabeth Short in Los Angeles, is one of the most chilling and mysterious unsolved crimes in American history. On January 15, 1947, Short's dismembered body was discovered in a vacant lot in a Los Angeles neighborhood. Her body had been cut in half, and she had been severely mutilated. The details of the crime were shockingly grotesque, yet there were no witnesses or evidence pointing to a clear suspect. The crime shocked the nation and led to a media frenzy, but despite numerous leads and suspects over the years, no one was ever convicted for her death. What makes the Black Dahlia case even more perplexing is the fact that Elizabeth Short had been living in Los Angeles for several months before her murder and had no known enemies. Police received hundreds of tips and theories from the public, but none were able to provide a definitive breakthrough. The investigation was further complicated by the sensationalized media coverage, which distorted many of the facts. Over the years, several individuals have been implicated, but no concrete evidence has ever surfaced to conclusively identify the killer. The mutilation of Short's body and the eerie circumstances surrounding her disappearance have left investigators and the public with more questions than answers, making this one of the most haunting and perplexing unsolved cases in history. The Sicilian Mafia Bank Robbery, 1950s. In the 1950s, Sicily was the site of one of the most daring and baffling bank heists ever committed, orchestrated by a criminal group with suspected ties to the Sicilian Mafia. The robbers managed to infiltrate the heavily guarded Bank of Sicily, bypassing numerous security systems and guards. The crime was executed with such precision that the thieves were able to steal large sums of money without leaving any trace of their involvement. What makes this robbery particularly mysterious is that despite an extensive investigation, no arrests were made, and the thieves vanished without a trace. Some believe the robbers had inside information or were connected to powerful figures within the mafia, which could explain their ability to carry out such a flawless heist. The robbery is puzzling not only because of the skill involved, but also because of the complete disappearance of the criminals afterward. Authorities were unable to find any physical evidence linking the thieves to the crime scene. Several theories suggest that the heist was an inside job, with mafia connections providing protection and facilitating the robbers' getaway. Others believe that the criminals used carefully planned methods to escape, but despite the massive efforts of law enforcement, no one was ever charged or captured. The lack of any solid leads or evidence left the robbery a mystery, cementing its place in the annals of unsolved and puzzling crimes. The stolen money was never recovered, and the case remains a haunting example of organized crime's reach and the lengths to which criminals will go to conceal their tracks. The Ghost Ship of the Mary Celeste, 1872. The Mary Celeste is one of the most intriguing and eerie maritime mysteries in history. In December 1872, the ship was discovered drifting aimlessly in the Atlantic Ocean, completely abandoned. The Mary Celeste was in seaworthy condition, with the crew's personal belongings still on board, and even the ship's cargo of industrial alcohol was intact. However, the crew of 7, including the captain, were nowhere to be found. The ship's logbook indicated everything was normal until the day it was abandoned. Yet, there was no sign of a struggle, nor any indication of what might have happened to the crew. The only clue was that the ship's lifeboat was missing, and the sails had been partially lowered, but nothing else could explain the strange disappearance. The mystery deepened as investigators and theorists struggled to come up with an explanation. Some suggested that the crew may have abandoned the ship due to a possible explosion or a panic caused by a seaquake, while others proposed the theory of mutiny or piracy. However, the fact that no remains of the crew were ever found led to even more bizarre theories, including supernatural explanations, such as the idea that the ship was cursed. Despite decades of research, no concrete evidence has ever been uncovered to explain what happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste. The mystery remains unsolved, making the story of the ghost ship one of the most enduring and puzzling tales in maritime history. The mystery surrounding these crimes continues to captivate our imaginations, leaving us with more questions than answers. From daring heists to unexplained disappearances, the stories behind these puzzling cases challenge our understanding of how such perfect crimes were executed. While the criminals may have vanished into the shadows, their actions remain etched in history, sparking endless speculation and theories. Do you have any theories about these unsolved cases? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing stories that leave you questioning what's real and what's not.